I've played Guild Wars 2 for over 20,000 hours, and I've learned a whole lot and collected just about everything in the game, so it's a perfect time to go round again. Join me in the adventures of my completely fresh account known only as the Microtransaction Enjoyer, on the quest of obtaining and unlocking everything in the game, from legendary gear and mounts to living world story episodes, maps, and ultimate gem store quality of life, purely through efficient and somewhat sensible gameplay. No real money required.
Right. Gamers, it's time. We've got to 206 hours. Yesterday, last time on Zero to Hero, we hit 200 hours by doing Dragon Sand. What a coincidence. Here we are. I think this is a good time to actually do an account review of what we've done so far, some of the activities I've been focusing on, some of the things that I have learned or found out, all that kind of good stuff. So, here we are, bit of an introduction. We're just looking at the account value, and this is basically the value of all the items. So, all the upgrades I've got, all the gem store stuff, the story unlocks, the gear I've got, how much gold I've got right now, all that kind of stuff is built into this. And we started off day one with 466 gold. The reason for that is because you start with 2 shared inventory slots that are worth about that, around 1,400 gems. So that's where the 400 gold comes from. And over the course of a few months, we've got ourselves all the way up to 4,555 gold. And turns out that is about 20 gold an hour the entire way. I think what's really interesting about this is that all of this, by the way, has been done without kind of cheating, right? So I haven't done anything crazy like tier 4 fractals with challenge modes. I haven't done raids or raid challenge modes. I haven't done strike mission challenge modes. The massive bulk of this content has been open world, tier 1 and 2 fractals, and normal mode strike missions. And oh boy, have we made some serious progress. This account is in an unbelievable playable state. And actually, while we're here, I thought this would be fun to do actually as part of the review. We are going to hit a massive milestone here. I'm going to unlock the entire story of Guild Wars 2 without spending any money whatsoever by buying Living World, by buying gems or anything like that. We're going to get all of it. It's actually on sale right now. So, hey, this is actually a big part of progressing your account. Watch out for a deal. Here's a big bargain. Let's go ahead and do that. I've already got the gems prepared. We did a bit of grinding over the past weeks to get up to this point, and then a sale popped up. I actually didn't know the sale was coming. It just kind of surprised me, so we just did a bit of grinding to get there. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do it. Season 4, complete pack. Boom. Season 4 unlocked. It's a bit cheaper because I already have some of the episodes, basically. That's why some of them are different prices. There we go. Icebrood Saga, complete pack. Excellent choice. Ha. Thank you, ArenaNet. There we go. Done. Locked in. Season 2. Boom. Done. There it is. 1,024 gems locked in. And then finally, Living World Season 3 complete pack. Boom. Done. That is it. No more story unlocks. We have every map in the game, every piece of story content in the game. The world is completely our oyster. And what's really interesting about this is that isn't the only thing we've unlocked. So kind of a look at what we've got here. We bought some of the Steam packages, which were an amazing deal to get the Copperfed Salvage-O-Matic, an extra account-wide inventory slot there as well, which we put our Silved. We bought the Silverfed. We have an extra bank tab set up as well. Those are kind of the major gem store purchases. That also, in the Steam deal, we got this Royal Terrace Pass. So we've got both salvage kits, a VIP area, permanent gathering tools, an extra bank tab, all of the story completely locked in. Was there anything else that we have that's particularly major in terms of gem store? I believe that's just about it, actually. I think that's more or less everything in terms of the account unlocks there. And yeah, all of that set us back, well, around what? Like 3,000 gold, I guess, we've been farming since the start of this over the course of 200 hours. So if you ask me, that is pretty damn good, actually. And I haven't even talked about the character yet. We haven't even talked about that. Yeah, that's right. We've got a character fully decked out, and this character is actually good enough to raid with, even to do challenge modes with. It's high-end, good quality exotic gear, using some of the booster gear, buying some stuff from the trading post, right? Having access to Ascended gear now. We've been working on our Ascended. We're nearly there, ready to go into Tier 3 and Tier 4 fractals very shortly. We can get our final Ascended trinket using the Living World. And actually, on that note, here's a top tip. This is now my favorite method for gearing up characters, especially with Ascended. It is strike missions, almost exclusively. So let's actually go through that entire process. Icebrood Saga strike missions get you eternal ice shards. You can use this at a vendor, Icebrood Saga vendors on Bureau Marches, to convert that into any map currencies from Season 4. You can then eat that currency to get volatile magic, and then use the currency combined with that volatile magic to buy any ascended trinket that you want. We also did a collection in Bureau Marches to get this one, Infinite Esgir's Amulet, which is like a really good deal as well, kind of in a similar vein. Get that from strike missions and from doing Drakkar as well. So we can get anything we want by doing that. The back piece is actually a Mystic Forge recipe, the Quiver of 1,000 Arrows. It costs like 30 gold or so, and you can get infinite stat-selectable Ascended back pieces. This is, in my opinion, the best, the most convenient way to get gear. On top of that, we're going to be using that same method to get armor and weapons, because we can convert our blue shards and green shards here, these ones you get from Ender Dragon strike missions, and these from the Icebrood Saga ones. We can go ahead and get ourselves gear for this as well. You can buy armor, stat-selectable armor from Eye of the North, and you can also buy weapons too. The only thing you can't get is Ritualist gear, but we don't talk about that, okay? Listen, Aino, where's my Ritualist gear? Add it to the game. What the hell? What's going on? Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, we also have 2 extra bag slots, because that came with the Steam deal, because we've got both the Steam deals, so we've got a good inventory as well. This account is honestly so stacked. And even more than that, we're on such a roll when it comes to progressing. We can just keep going. We're going to be working up to a commander tag. We're going to accelerate. We're 20 gold right now an hour, approximately, since the start of playing. 20 gold an hour since starting playing the game. That's wild, right? It's going to go up. We're going to get to tier 4 fractals. I have some really exciting plans to get into raids. I'm going to, instead of actually pugging, because I thought I would do something a little bit special, I thought I would actually take a group of 9 new players and actually take them through the entirety of endgame group content and teach them everything from Veil Guardian to Harvest Temple CM. That's going to be really fun, I think. We're going to have a proper kind of academy, Guild Wars 2 university style experience. We're going to have a lot of fun there leading a group. I'll do some pugs, obviously, but I want to kind of mix it up a little bit and do something really fun for group content, actually. So stay tuned for that. So that's what we're going to be getting into fairly shortly. But we've got so much opportunity now. Now we've unlocked every meta event. We can start doing all the high rolls, all the key meta events, getting involved in the meta trends, increasing our efficiency even further. Oh, wow. Like, this account is absolutely on fire. It really is. We've been using our currencies really well. We've been piling up loads of stuff that's going to be so fantastically useful as we continue to progress the account. Definitely the things I'm looking at right now is getting a commander tag so we can actually properly lead open world metas and, you know, use markers and ready checks and so on. That's going to be essential for raids and so on. We're going to be looking at pushing forwards to tier 3 and tier 4 fractals. I've got my eye on a few things on the gem store. Definitely want to get myself a few more shared inventory slots and actually set up my second character. I'm definitely at the point where I'm looking for a second character soon, actually. Probably a heal mechanist and then eventually a DPS class, probably a Scourge. Who knows, maybe a Virtuoso too would also be a fantastic choice. Got to get a few things here as well. We need to get that Candy Corn Gobbler, right? That needs to get purchased. I'd really like to get the Volatile Magic Gathering Tools, and I actually explained this, by the way. I kind of like these. They're not actually very good value. I already have infinite gathering tools, so I don't really need them. I'll want some for my other characters, obviously, and I'll get a set for every character on this account. And they're really fun because you get volatile magic, which is great for, again, buying Living World, buying stuff from Living World vendors. So getting yourself more ascended gear and obviously a bit of gold too by converting that currency with trophy shipments. But I just kind of like them. They're fun. I like, you know, gathering stuff, and you get the volatile magic. Really good for World versus World 2. So if I miss this sale, I'm not going to be super mad about it, but it would definitely be fun. I'm always on the lookout for, you know, always on the lookout for some deals, but nothing really catching my eye right now. It's so weird. It's so weird that this account is in such a good spot right now. It's genuinely crazy. It really, really is crazy. It is. It's at the point where I'm not feeling very limited at all. Even if we look at masteries, let's check out masteries, actually. That's a good thing to bring up here. 179 mastery points, and I haven't even been going for them, by the way. I do want to do a bit of mastery hunting down the line, but I've been doing this very passively, just kind of running into stuff and, you know, just running into it and getting it as we have, not really going after it, looking for the key ones, and weirdly enough, yeah, we've got absolutely more or less everything that is a major quality of life. You know, for example, we have auto loot from the core game, all of the fractal masteries for more agony resistance, more loot, and of course singularities. Gliding is fully sorted out here as well. The key Heart of Thorns masteries, like talking to the frogs, is we've got that locked in. We've got even doing the daily Tarnished Traitor in Auric Basin, going through the New Hawk Wars is really good for mobility. Talking to the frog vendors, all mounts unlocked, all the basic mounts unlocked anyway. Raptor, Springer for traversing terrain, Skimmer for going over water, Jackal we can go through portals as well, which is great. And I'll flesh these out. We're going to get all masters on this account. We're going to flesh it all out. But I'm not really going, I'm not really sweating it right now. I'm going to get the Griffin, the Roller Beetle, and all that kind of stuff. That's all going to get unlocked. Ooh, let's go ahead and get that. Bond of Life. Boom! 182 now, right? Not too bad. All of Icebrood Saga. These were the ones, by the way, that I actually really prioritize, if anyone's interested. I prioritize these ones. Resilience, Valor, and Vigilance. Why? Because this allows you to open the chests after Drakkar and also after Icebrood Saga daily strike missions, which were absolutely the backbone of this account. I'm going to kind of go over the really important things I was doing that I think really helped me progress quickly, while also having fun, obviously. I'll do a little section on that. But yeah, these really, really good. If you're into strike missions, well, if you like loot, and these ones really, really good. And on EOD, these ones are a bit they're not super important, really. They're, like mounts and gliding are typically a bit more impactful, but Jade bots are really nice, right? They're a nice thing to have, right? Your waypoint, going up the zip lines, right, to get energy, right? And you have your rescue protocol if you die, right? Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. Arborstone, this one's definitely super important with globalization. This gives us the access to buy 5 antique summoning stones a week, basically for a ridiculous discount from Arborstone. That's like a free 25, 30 gold every single week. We absolutely love to see that. Fishing, I haven't done any fishing. I could have leveled this up if I wanted to fish, and you can farm gold very effectively by doing this, but honestly, I don't really want to. I'm not really a fishing fan, to be honest. But yeah, now that we have the living world unlocked, I think at some point I'll do a full playthrough of the entire story. That will give us 1 billion more mastery points, way more achievements, right? And we'll be able to basically finish this stuff out and then start looking at stuff like getting Aurora done. Oh yeah, we're going to do Aurora on this account, and Vision, obviously Coalescence eventually when we get into raids. I'll probably do the World versus World ring. And speaking of World versus World masteries, actually, I played a bit of World versus World, actually, and man, pain. Very annoying on a new account because you don't really have access to infinite XP boosters, so you can't rank up that fast. But fortunately, now I've got the Candy Corn Gobbler, so I should be able to alleviate that. Having said that, we basically still got a lot of our key masters, and we've got our Warclaw unlocked. We've got War Gliding, so we can glide as well, and auto loot in World versus World. Very important stuff. It's going to take a while to unlock all this. Bloody hell, it's going to be quite the grind, but we'll get there in the end, right? I will be playing more World versus World in this account once I have like a proper build set up for it, and I have a few characters I can play different roles in World versus World, so that's on its way. But we were really focusing on PvE to start things off because I think that's a pretty cozy, comfortable way to go. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we'll get the legendary amulet too from doing the Return to, and Return to will give us a lot of loot as well, so that's actually going to be a very high value thing to target at some point. Just doing a quick playthrough because we can you can do the Sky Scale at the same time, you can do Aurora at the same time, you can do Vision at the same time, so it's a bit of a no-brainer to eventually just start cracking away at that and moving through it. Icebrood Saga, getting the Dragon Slayer Mastery will be great too for getting more value out of Dragonstorm. So in terms of the things that I think really delivered me value, let's go ahead and talk about this. So, you know what? One of the best things on this account is Dragon's End every day. My time in Dragon's End is almost always some of the most value I'm getting. The reward you get is just colossal. It's also a fun event that I personally enjoy, but the loot you get is just so much value. I just did a run, actually, just before this, and Antique Summoning Stone, 15 Memories of Aurene. It is amazing. Same with Dragonstorm for a similar reason. Amazing event. So good. You want to be hitting that. Daily Icebrood Saga strike missions are an unbelievable carry. Right, again, it's been completely fueling my Ascended gear. All of my gear from now on, I actually want to emphasize how good comboing strike missions with Living Story Season 4 really is. I really want to stress this to everyone watching this. All of my gear, forever, from now on, is going to be essentially free on this account. Yeah. Essentially free. All my trinkets, no money invested. Won't cost me anything. I guess back pieces I'll have to continuously buy. gear here, like items, I'm dropping Ascended all the time from strike missions. I'm going to get way more when we get into Fractals. That's going to get crazy. When we're on tier 4s, we're going to be drowning in Ascended. But until then, we can basically go to... I'll actually quickly go to Eye of the North to demo this, because I want to show you how good this really is. If we go over here, we can see what's going on. What's going down in terms of gear. So if we talk to this vendor here, our blue shard vendor, we can see here that we can go ahead and buy an ascended, check guys, ascended armor piece for 5 gold. 5 gold with strike mission currency. Bear in mind, let's imagine that I wanted to buy a celestial pair of gloves, exotic, right? Let's go ahead and take a look. 15 gold. Exotic, 15 gold. And here we can get it for 5. Ascended, that we can use in Fractals, that is best in slot, that can have infusions in. This is insane, right? And yeah, you can get stat select where you can do Verdant Brink, you can do World versus World for the Warlord's armor, but that's exotic. We can get a best in slot item for 5 gold. Right? In fact, I've got so many shards now on this account, I could more or less actually fill out my character's Ascended. Because bear in mind, you can turn green shards into blue shards, right? We can take this blue Prophet shard and buy more blue shards. So we can go even further. We could more or less finish our account. And it's also worth noting, as part of an initial liquidation for the 700 gold challenge I did a while back, I actually got rid of a lot of my blue shards. I spent them. I spent my blue and green shards to get even more gold, because I was buying Mystic Coins, I was converting them to buy gold as well. So just bear that in mind. I would actually have a lot more if I hadn't got rid of them. Right? So yeah, this is the way. This is the shit. This is if there's one takeaway you can take from this series, Living Story Season 4 combined with strike missions is how you get entry-level gear, right? And trust me, once you use that gear, that initial, you use your gear as a launch pad, right? We take our basic Ascended gear, first set, and then we get into tier 4 Fractals. Oh my god. That's when you're going to be drowning in it, seriously. And then if you can get into raids, it's even more. Raids are amazing for getting gear. Like, once you can reliably just get a couple of raid bosses done a week, get tier 4 Fractals done when you can, like, a few days a week, especially with challenge modes, you have unlimited, you're God. You have unlimited armor and weapons and everything. You'll never need gear again if you can kind of get into these groups somewhat reliably, actually. It's very, very interesting. And yeah, that's the big thing that I've been doing. So Dragon's End, and general metas, especially Dragon's End though, for sure, and Dragonstorm. I did like every open world event in the game, right? Octovine, Chat Garant, Pinata, Marionette, right? All this stuff. I did it all, right? They're all good. But those two at the start definitely stand out a lot. And then just the basic instance content is fantastic. That is, broadly speaking, what I've been doing. Throwing in a couple of dailies. I like World vs. World dailies personally because I like the game mode and they're very quick, usually. PvP is great too. You can usually get all these done in one game of PvP. Boom, done. And get your 2 gold and also your reward track, which is fantastic. That's really good. But yeah. Oh, we have 3,000 achievement points too, which is not bad, is it? Right, 5k is going to be nice in 2k time when, we're slow and steady working towards that. Doing dailies is nice for that too. 10 AP a day is always pretty nifty. So, we're slowly going towards that goal. But I've got to say, just general thoughts to kind of round this out a little bit. I actually expected this to be a lot grindier. I did. I was expecting a lot of grinding doing this. And it really wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad at all. With a little bit of know-how, a bit of knowledge, you can absolutely blast through this game. And I'm not saying you have to play as much as me, right? I was playing like 5 hours a day on this account. You don't have to do that, obviously. But 200 hours of game time, spread over, a couple of months, half a year, right? And we're already in a position where our account just looks amazing, right? Where our account is in a position to almost tackle anything. We've got a gear funnel that we can use to accomplish different characters. We've got a money engine to buy account upgrades, to fully unlock the story, right? All that kind of stuff. I mean, we're just in such a good position on this account after a relatively short amount of time. I'm super curious where we're going to be at 1,000, at 500 hours, at 1,000 hours, because I think we're going to be so much further than where even I would have expected, right? Actually, I really am. It's been a really fun, enjoyable experience, and that is something I want to underline again, actually. I didn't even do this optimally. But I want to be clear, I didn't even try hard this. I just was like, you know what? I'm going to do what I want. You know, I'm just chatting. I'm chatting with the streamers. We're having a good time. I'm just blasted. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't grinding. I did a lot of variety. I never did like any grindy stuff like Drizzlewood. Didn't even have it unlocked actually, or Silver Waste, or fractal farming, right? Or doing the same map over and over and over and over and over and over again. I wasn't doing that, right? I was just having fun. I was just blasting, and not really stressing about anything. It could have been a lot more efficient. But I didn't really want to. In a way, I thought that would kind of defeat the purpose of the series if I was like I'm going to play the TP and I'm going to be perfect with my currency conversions. I'm going to do everything exactly by the book. I was like, well, for a start, that ain't me. But also, I don't think that that's very helpful, right? Because I don't think players want to deal with that headache. If you do, hey, you're a stronger person than me. I can't handle that stuff. I can't do it. I'm weak. I'm too weak. But yeah. Onwards and upwards. And yeah, we are going to get all of stuff like the permanent bank contract, permanent TP, like the Ecto Gamble vendor as well. There's a lot more things to do. And I do plan on playing this account for probably a year or two, or maybe forever, right? We'll see what happens. But yeah, a lot of big plans. It's a long-term project, at least a year from now. Definitely getting towards that 1,000 hours, 2,000 hours, maybe even like 3,000, 4,000 hours down the line. We'll see how far, we can take it, right? Let's get up to 50,000 account value. Let's maybe get to, 100K, right? Let's get to the top, top 10%, top 5%, top 1%. I've noticed that my account value-ometer has gone down by 1K. That's because I don't think it's counting the story as value, but I think that will actually go up, so don't worry about that. I've suddenly lost 1K gold, but actually it's because I spent 1K gold, and it hasn't actually been reattributed into my account. But yeah, there it is. That, I think, is just about the summary of the account. The only thing I haven't really done anything yet is raids and PvP. I do plan on PvPing on this account, by the way. I will play from scratch and will climb. I'll actually try and climb to a high rating on this account. Either solo queue, duo queue, a bit of both. And we'll actually try and play a bit competitively. So, stay tuned for that. We'll play some fun stuff, but we haven't touched that yet. Because I'm just kind of working through things one step at a time, But yeah, we're really getting there. We are really getting there with this stuff. Fantastic. I really hope everyone has been enjoying the series so far. It's weird because by the time people hear this on YouTube, a lot of time will have passed, right? And the account will be even further on because obviously it takes time to convert the streams into videos. So it's a bit weird to say this, but I'm not gonna lie, the reception to the series has been awesome, right? Like so many players have responded saying that it helped them get back into the game, right? Or learn something new and that, they had all these materials. That was the big one, actually. That was such a big one. I had so many players saying, I didn't realize how much gold I had because it was all in the bank, in the material storage, right? And it's so cool to help people with that. People love showing how to convert currencies, right? And how to get gold out of Imperial Favor and Volatile Magic and Tier and Defense Seals. That's one of the big things. And this is a criticism of the game. A lot of players don't... the game doesn't really communicate to you, right? Like how to convert all of stuff into gold. It's a bit weird. It's a bit abstract, right? It is a bit hard to get into and a bit, a bit opaque to understand that. It's been really gratifying to see that. And also with the instance content, a lot of players have responded and said, seeing this, whoa, fractals and strikes, that doesn't look too bad, actually. That looks fine, right? And I got into it and, I found the confidence to do that because of the series. It's really awesome to read those comments and see that. So let me know what you think, of course. And yeah, keep watching. There's a lot more to come, a lot more exciting things to come. I really hope that everyone's been enjoying it so far. And hopefully it's helpful. I will do my best to make it as helpful and as useful as possible. so that players can enjoy some funny content, me getting into some bizarre situations in game and doing some stuff, and you know, messing around in pug groups with my celestial firebrand, going undercover, all that kind of stuff. It's good. It's gonna get harder and harder as time goes on, because it's weird. I don't know how this is possible, but so many people have start to recognize it. I guess streaming a lot doesn't help, right? But seriously, I'm a little bit surprised. Like, it's actually quite hard to go kind of undercover. At the start, people didn't know this account, but now it feels like almost everybody knows this account, right? And I do keep trying to pug, and honestly, in tier 1 and tier 2 fractals, it's somewhat unknown. But I think that's eventually going to stop, right? Because the word of the microtransaction enjoyer is going to get out. Maybe when I get a new character, I'm going to be a little bit more undercover, but it's obviously really difficult to do that, as a lot of people watch it on YouTube and people see it on the stream. Whoa. Exotic drop. Nice. 47 silver. Very, very good. Very, very good indeed. You love to see it. But yeah, that's it. I'm wrapping it up. Account summary, account wrap-up, account memery has been done. We love to see it. So yeah, Zero to Hero will continue. Stay tuned. Account summary, 200 hours. Boom! Done. On to the next milestone. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe. Feed the algorithm in the same way that I feed my gold into the gaping maw that is the gem store, so that I may unlock things without microtransactions. Yeah, that's it. Take it easy, gamers. I'll see you next time. Say hello to YouTube, Twitch chat.